get started in about 20 minutes. If you can take some time to grab your cup of coffee, get snacks or refreshments, we'll go ahead and get started. Right about 9:17.
Extend it a little bit. 2 weeks. Also, that's it. Like, why are you over here? Getting thrown out.
Great job, everyone. We'll stay with 30 seconds and we'll get started. All right, we will go ahead and get started. So, good morning, everyone. Thank you for getting in our seats so quickly. Great crowd this morning. So, if you went to the Houston Chamber breakfast, great job by Marie in the breakfast this morning. So, if you have not attended, put that on your calendar for the first Wednesday of every month. Attend the Chamber and then come visit with us. But we have a special announcement before we get started. We have a special birthday in the house. So, John Moravis, would you stand up, please? It is actually tomorrow. No, we're not going to let him sing to himself. He can do that on vacation tomorrow. But his birthday is actually tomorrow, and we wanted to take this time, and we will sing to John. And happy birthday to John. I think you're 59, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
78.
I hope I look that good at 78.
I plan to keep it up.
Everybody ready? Happy birthday to you. I'm not a singer. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear John. Happy birthday to you. All right, happy birthday, John. I had to get that out of the way before I forgot, because I'm 62 and my memory is not close to what John's is. So, we want to welcome you to our Lake County Eustis chapter of 1 Million Cups. If you have not taken a quick second to check in, if you could scan the QR code and check in for us, that helps keep our corporate office updated on our numbers. It allows us to get some of the stuff that we give away and keeps our metrics up to date. So if you could do that, please, we appreciate it. If you're on an Android, right? I'm remembering this. If you're on an Android, you have to scan it from the Google Lens. So open up Google, there's a little camera in there, scan it there, and that will take you to the check-in. So we'll give you just a second to get that done. There's one over on this screen and one over here.
Chip, yeah, I'm sorry. And also, once you get in, scroll all the way up to the top, because that's where you put your name and everything. Otherwise, it starts off in the middle of the thing. So just make sure right when you get in, go all the way to the top, put in your names and everything, and then it'll ask you a couple questions.
All right, I see some phones still up. And if you're not able to do it now, we have some cards out with the QR code on it. We can go ahead and actually do that after the end of the meeting. So before we get started, we'll go just a couple of housekeeping things. If we can, let's try to keep our side conversations to a minimum, keep our cell phones muted. We want to make sure that we give our full attention to our presenter today. We are filming live on Facebook. And at this time, we'd like to ask everybody, if you know somebody that has wanted to attend, they've mentioned it, or if they had not heard about us, have them watch us on Facebook. One of the things that we are trying to build is our Facebook and social media presence. We are live on Facebook every week. They can watch a recording of it. They will post it after it's done. But if you are on Facebook, let people know if they are watching and they say, I'd like to pretend, they can participate on Facebook. We have, I think Margaret is monitoring the Facebook, so if they have comments back to the presenter, they can just put them in the comments and we will make sure that those comments get read. And then lastly, bathrooms. We have generally the ladies up here to my left, your right, and then we have another one back here in the corner. All right, there we go. We want to thank our host of Mega Workplace, Pam. We want to welcome our newlyweds back from the Bahamas and a long vacation of May. So Pam, if you want to take a minute, jump back into it, tell us all about the Mega Workplace and what your vision was in bringing all of the great organizations here to the building.
Thank you. My better half, thank you. My better half, George, will be here shortly. But Mega Workplace was a vision that we had to give back to the community, to the business community. It's something where we wanted to create a hub and for economic development and small businesses to grow and foster and just us work together. So this has been amazing, and we can't thank LEAD enough for spearheading the 1 Million Cups. So at Mega Workplace, we have dedicated desks, office spaces that we lease out, but we also have this event space and conference rooms that we do. And it's been amazing to see the number of businesses that have been coming through here every month to see SBDC, UCF Incubator, or LEAD. So it's been quite a great experience. We're going on 1 year this coming September.
Which is a great lead-in. So plan on September 18th. Monty and I have been talking about doing something special for that meeting. That will technically be our 1 year anniversary. I believe our first live meeting was September 15th of last year. 13th. September 13th. So the 18th will officially be our 1 year meeting anniversary. We're going to do something a little bit special for you guys. And if we just be here, we'll set up for, 120. We'll make it work and bring friends and let them learn what it's all about.
Here, I want to tell a funny story with that. The first time we did 1 Million Cups, we met downstairs in that open kitchen area, and we had it set up, and we were still under renovations upstairs here. There was a wall that was going, so where these columns are, there was a wall dividing here. And we were thinking that was going to be the event area, then we were going to have desk space on this side. And after the first 1 Million Cups, I was like, oh wow, this is, a great turnout and just the energy in the room. So we went to lunch that day, and I said to George, we gotta take down that wall. And he's like, I don't know, we'll talk about it. I'll meet you over there in an hour. Well, he came 2 hours later. He's always running late. He's not here. Yeah, when he got here, the wall was gone. There, he torn the wall down. Not teachers, if he's somebody. And he goes, what are you gonna do with all these wires now? And I said, that's not my lane. But I tell you what, it was from that first moment of 1 Million Cups meeting, the energy in the room, and it's just been exciting to see the growth of it. And thank goodness we got rid of the wall. Yeah, that's how we made the walls.
Yeah, when we came up after, I think it was only the second meeting, when we saw the downstairs was pretty full, Pam was looking at it, she's going, do you think we need to get rid of the wall? We're kind of like, probably. Within minutes, the wall was gone and the thing was opened up. And literally, I believe we were meeting up here the following week, and the room was done. And it had a lot of work to do, but they made it happen. So thank you for everything that you've done to make this happen. And like you said, I mean, this is the hub for business success. We've got 1 Million Cups where you're going to present and learn more about presenting to start a business or existing business. You've got the SBDC with John Doremus, the birthday boy, that's going to help you formalize business plans, balance sheets, financials. All of that is John, and it's a free service. This is a free service. You have the UCF Incubator that's going to help your business grow. We have LEAD that has multiple areas that they can help your business be successful. So if you want to start a business or in business now and want to be successful, this is where you want to be. So we also want to thank our sponsors. Our coffee sponsor, ongoing, forever ever, is going to be Foxtail Coffee. We'd like to thank them for giving back to the program. So if you're out, if you connect with somebody today, and I mean connect, not network, we're connecting today, go meet them for coffee afterwards. Meet them at Foxhill. Say thank you for what they do. They're all over the place, and the way we can get back to them is to bring business to all of the local Foxhill offices. And then we want to thank Legacy Financial. Ladonna, stand up. She's the one that supplies all the good stuff in the corner. If you want to get to know Ladonna and what she does, and thank her for what she does, walk down to Foxhill and downtown, have a cup of coffee, get to know Ladonna a little bit more. So, as we get, there we go. So, as we get into what is 1 Million Cups, it is a hub or a home base for entrepreneurs. There's over 100 of them across the country. And the great thing with 1 Million Cups, it was started by the Kauffman Foundation out of Kansas City. And William Kauffman wanted to put a program together that's going to give back to small businesses. And I believe he funded it with about $1.5 billion. I believe that was the number. It was a lot of money. And it's all to support the organization. And again, this is free. Everything here is free. And it's to support small businesses and help them be successful. Again, there's no cost for barriers. If you want to come, you can make it, make it. If not, come the next week. If you're on vacation, go visit one somewhere else. Just look up 1 Million Cups, locations. If you're in Denver, Colorado, attend. Monty? I saw you had the mic. Oh, okay. But if you're looking for support, and if you go attend one across the country, take some of those ideas, because what might work in the West, you might be able to bring back here and put into your business locally. All right. Did I miss one? No. Kind of blocked it again. Now we left it to you. All right. So while Monty fixes that, we'll go into what is 1 Million Cups. This is why I'm not in technology. But what is 1 Million Cups? It is presentations and not pitches. So the presenters here are not here to pitch you their product. They're not here to fundraise. They are here to do a presentation on a challenge that they have. We'll go into that a little bit more in the next couple of slides. It is connections and not networking. So again, when you come here, this is not a networking organization. Lots of great networking organizations. The Chamber, BNI, we've got Todd Headley from BNI. A lot of great networking organizations. We are here to make connections. The difference being, in my opinion, networking, you walk into a meeting with the intentions of asking for business or trying to give someone your business or get business from them. Here we are looking to make connections that will lead to conversations that potentially could lead to future business down the road. So we want to connect and not network. And then from everybody's participation here, we're not here to sell them their product. When the presenter has their challenge, going, "Ooh, I got a great product for you," that's not what we're about. We're here to give them suggestions. Hey, I may know somebody that might have a solution for you. Let's talk afterwards. We want to help them fix their problem. They're going to present to you. We're not here to sell back and forth. We want this to be a safe space where you can come and attend and not feel like you're getting sold to. And we want the presenters not being made to feel like they're being sold to as well. All right. So, as we get started, we're going to get everybody warmed up. If you are a first-time member, ladies, you ready on the mics? Please stand up if you're a first-time member.
Just really quick, I wanted to point out the dignitaries we have in the room. We've got Al Latimer with the Economic Development Office of City of Eustis. We've got Commissioner Gary Ashcraft with Eustis City Commission. We've got Jermaine Coop with Lake County Government Economic Development. Anyone else I'm missing? Marie, President and CEO of Lake Eustis Area Chamber of Commerce. And Officer Poe and his cohort. Thank you for your service that you do here.
But Officer Poe, why don't you introduce your replacement?
So, I'm no longer going to be our downtown officer. That's going to be passed off to Corporal Stalling. I'm going to be moving to Eustis Heights Elementary as the SRO. So he's going to be your new downtown guy.
All right, now first-timers, please stand up. So we're going to ask you for your name and your business name. Name and business name.
Men's restroom, phone. Huh?
Keep it on you.
Taking on vacation. All right, so your name and the name of your business.
So is it on? Yeah. Testing. So my name is Tanya Borch. I am from Malta, the island of Malta, and I've been here 3 weeks in Eustace. I'm looking for a sponsor. I'm a teacher of maths and physics, and I do languages, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese. Yeah. Thank you.
My name is Joshua Peterson. I'm with Power Storm Pressure Washing. We're local out of there.
Name and business, please.
My name is Margie O'Keefe. I am a registered nurse and I am a proud member of the President Children's Home Care.
Patient?
My name is Bob Armstrong. I represent the Lions Clubs here in Central Florida.
Thank you. Michelle?
Hi, Michelle Turquetta, Mortgage Financial Group. I am Barbara Bruno and part of Michelle's team in Mortgage Financial Group.
Perfect. Thank you. And last?
I'm Robert Bissell. I'm a e-commerce business called sunraispatio.com.
Thank you. All right, let's give them a big round of applause. All right. Cheers. So just kind of the reason we asked for name and business, because again, I know a lot of people their natural thoughts are to go into the 30-second elevator speech, but that's kind of more of a sales pitch. So we asked for name and business only because again, this is presentations and not pitches. So we want to kind of avoid, that feeling of someone being sold in the audience when we introduce ourselves, but we do want to know who you are, and we do want to welcome you to the meeting. So after today's meeting, because we're going to have one presenter, we're going to do a giveaway, maybe two, for some of the stuff that we have. So make sure, if you have not put a business card in the fishbowl, make sure to put a business card in the fishbowl. All right, so who is eligible to present? If you are a newer business, 1 to 5 years, and you have what we like to refer to as a what keeps you up at night challenge, we want to have you up here presenting that challenge of how to get over that, how to improve that, how to move to the next step of your business. If you have a business idea or a concept, like we say, if you're out to dinner, if you're laying there sitting around watching something thinking, this could be a great business, but you want to get feedback from the business community, we got a room full of successful business people. This is where you throw that idea out there and get some feedback. Hey, would this be something that I should look into further? So it doesn't even have to be an established business. It could just be a thought or a concept. And then if you're an established business, we want to make sure that we're helping you too, because the way that we grow our economy, the way we put people to work is to see existing businesses grow. So if you are looking to grow your business, that can be a huge challenge, because you can be successful for 10 years in a solitary business or a solitary location, but when you go to expand, that's a whole different journey that you're going on, and we want to be here to help you solve that as well. So if you're looking to present, let one of us know. Go to the website, Lake County /Eustace 1MC, apply to present. We have from now until I believe we're booked through October 5th with one opening for August 28th in 3 weeks. So if you're looking to present soon, let one of us know, or just go to the website, sign up, we'll get you in there and we will walk you through and get you ready for the presentation. All right, you can stay connected with us with a multiple ways. We're all over social media with Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Scan the QR code and it will take you to all the social media universe. If you want to connect with us on the website, it's Lake County /Eustace 1MC. Join that page, you'll get updates on everything that we're doing, upcoming presenters. We're on X. If you go to LEAD and join their website, you'll get all of the information and all the great programs that LEAD has coming up over the next several months. They have a lot of great programs, multiple ones through the Kauffman Foundation. This was one of their primary objectives last year, to get this up and running. All right, so before we get started, one last thing, and then we'll bring up our presenter. We're going to do a question of the day. So ladies on the mics, if you can be ready. What is one work skill that you think everyone should have? Good question. Is that AI or was that a Monty? Oh, that's Margaret.
Celebrity.
Our celebrity guest. So let's start with Yolanda. One skill you think everybody should have?
Stay consistent in whatever you do.
All right.
Customer service.
Have a business plan.
Elizabeth with Harmony Real Estate. I think everyone should have active listening skill.
That's a good one.
Be open-minded.
Delegation.
Integrity and kindness.
Sorely lacking in our world today. Thank you for that.
Be approachable.
The ability to make new decisions based on new information. Serve a need.
Got it.
Silently neighbors like Eustace and just being positive. It's no fun working with people who are just always negative.
Don't be micromanagers.
Anyone else? Do a couple more. Greg.
Be passionate at what you do and be committed.
I just doubled and tripled what Stacy said, and that's customer service. That'll get you miles and miles in this world.
Yeah, I guess if I had to pick one, I would say communication.
And smile.
And smile. Yeah, smile. You ever heard the saying? It's like when you're talking to somebody on the phone, look in the mirror and smile. Your presentation, the way you comes across so much better. Elaine.
Treat others like you want to be treated.
One more, and then we'll go to our presenter.
Be open-minded.
All right, thank you, everyone. All right, so the way that the format works for the first timers and if somebody hasn't been here in a while, each week we have a presenter that's going to present for roughly 6 minutes or so. We're not going to cut them off at 6 minutes because we want to make sure they have time to do the full presentation. Then we're going to do roughly 20 minutes of feedback from everybody attending today. They're going to present their challenge and you're going to give them thoughts and ideas and how they can overcome that and improve their business going forward. So today we want to welcome Stephen Van Berg from the Lions Club. So Stephen is going to give you some information about what the Lions Club is. I've heard them. I'm looking forward to this because I'm not sure what they do. So we're looking forward to Stephen. So Stephen, come on up and give your presentation and let's welcome Stephen.
Thank you, good morning. They're gonna have a little video going, not a PowerPoint, because I can't handle a PowerPoint and talk at the same time. So, I'm gonna talk a little bit about Lions and about myself and then about some of our programs. So Lions Club was started in 1917 by a business owner that was in a organization and he felt they weren't giving back to the community enough. And he met with some other business owners and they formed a little club to start doing things in their community to help their community grow. And information that spread to other communities and other business groups, and it came together a couple of years later and became Lions. And down the road, they started having conventions. At their convention in 1925, Helen Keller came to them and asked the Lions to be the Knights of the Blind. And that started us on a path of sight prevention. So their main objective for many years was just helping people with sight. Getting them glasses, getting them eye exams, helping the blind, fighting blindness, river blindness. And then we've grown from there to an international body and clubs around the world. They pick the direction that they want to go in to help their community because every community has a different challenge. A little bit about me. I joined Lions about 17 years ago. I got married late in life. My wife has 2 daughters. They were in band and volunteering opportunities came up. And I said, we're doing it. We're going to volunteer. And then I learned about different volunteering and I fell into the Lions Club. A very active club. I like to be able to see things accomplished, and I kept on taking on tasks, and I have a problem with saying no, apparently. So I got asked to do have a district position, which is called a zone chair. I had to go meet with other clubs and fill them in on information And from there, we have district meetings, we have conferences and conventions, and I became more involved in Lionism and learned more about our organization and the greatness it does in the world and in communities. So now my volunteer job is to promote Lionism. So I'm looking to bring people into existing clubs, and I'm looking to start clubs, especially in Lake County. So opportunities we have are for individuals to join current clubs, and then as I said, I'm looking to build new clubs. So we have opportunities for small groups to become Lions. This is called a club branch. If there's 5 individuals that have an idea that they want to help in the community, they can become an offshoot of an existing club, and that would carry over their insurance that a club has. Anybody who starts a club or is in a club is covered by a $2 million insurance policy when they're volunteering, and that insurance also covers the people that they're working with, and if they're doing a fundraiser someplace, there's some provisions for damage to a building and stuff like that. We also have many grants within our organization that can help a club help the community. We're also looking for non-for-profits, small non-for-profits, like a mom-and-pop kind of non-for-profit, and show them the ways of Lionism, because that can help them by becoming members or becoming a club themselves. They are covered by a $2 million insurance policy. If they have 15 people, they can become a club very easily. If they're just 5 people, then they do a branch. If we're looking to build a club from scratch, we need 20 people to build that club. And as I said, they pick the direction that they want to go with to the community. I've started several clubs. There was a food bank in Tampa, and I spoke to them about our insurance policy because their insurance policy was coming up. So the insurance doesn't cover their building, but it covers the people that are helping them out or volunteering with them. And they built a club off of that. They had a 20-person club and then lots of volunteers. So they didn't have to go and raise money to pay for their insurance, so they could go raise money to help the community. So what I'm looking for is the opportunity to get in front of people who are working in their community that could use a helping hand to make their community better. And that's all I have.
All right, so any thoughts for Stephen on how to present some challenges and help people with their challenges throughout the community?
I don't have an answer to that. I was just curious as to how many countries the Lions are in.
Let's go to my notes. I believe we're in approximately 200 countries. I write everything down and then I don't look at it because it gets me confused.
I think the number was like 200.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 200 countries. Yeah, over 200 countries. We have 49,000 clubs, and we are 1.4 million members strong. You're very welcome.
All right, in the back.
Hi, Stephen. My name is Kim.
Hi, Kim.
And I don't have the answer for you, but I want to bring up a very big hurdle you may experience, because it would be a hurdle with me. And that hurdle being that when I live in Claremont right now, and we have a Lions Club there.
Yes.
But we also have Eagles, Elks, Moose, Knights, Masons, VFW, American Legion.
Yep.
I can go on.
Yes.
And they are all clubs originated and probably founded primarily also by men.
This is correct. Yep. So Lions was only men until 1997 when they started letting women in. They had a separate organization called, what was it? What's the female lion called? Lionesses. So, in 3 years ago, we dissolved lionesses and brought them into the regular club. So, truthfully, our Lions organization is heavy in women. We are a 40-60 split right now. Most of our clubs are very heavily female run.
So that's the reason, I mean, I look around and I go, there's not a single club in my town for me when I look at the landscape, and I think it's a very large hurdle for you and anyone.
Yes, well, and that's why I mentioned, our strongest Lions are women. Now, my club, I started my club in 2008. There was only 2 women in my club at that time. The rest of them were older men who owned businesses in the community, and they didn't feel it was important to bring anybody else into the club at that time, and they have all passed away. And as the club has rebuilt, we're a 60-40 split in my club with women, so more women than men. Majority of our clubs are like that too.
All right, so let me pose one question as a follow-up question to that. Based on that, are there women's organizations? I know like there's this Women's Association of Realtors. There's several women-based organizations. Can we get Stephen invited to present to them to show them what the Lions Club can do, maybe how they're different from some of the other organizations? So, you know, as a thought for that might be a way to go with that. John?
2 questions. Where does the major part of your funding come from, and do you charge membership fees to your members?
Membership is under $100 a year per person. So fundraising is done by individual clubs, but we also have an international foundation. So as we're out in the community, we track our hours of volunteering. We fill out every month a little paperwork about what we did and how many hours we have in volunteering. And then our international body goes to those major corporations and say, this is what's happening in your community from these people. Would you be willing to donate to us? So we have an international foundation that is constantly turning out money to us. Anytime there's a disaster, a district governor has the ability to get $10,000 in a very short amount of time to help in the community. 2 years ago when we had our big hurricane, we had a catastrophe grant, which was $100,000 for our initial tape. Actually, Bob was a big part of restoring a church in his community. We try and look to fix things that are staples in the community. Lots of people think we're going to help little people here and there, which we do kind of some stuff, but we want to take care of a large community thing that is needed in the community so the community can keep on growing.
Michelle?
Can you tell us a little bit about what you're currently doing locally so that we're not thinking about reinventing the wheel?
So, well, my club, we have a used eyeglass warehouse. So we run a clinic once a month, and then we store the glasses out, have them ready and everything, so we can send them out to our community and out to the world, depending on the club. So the Lions Club, the organization wants to give you tools to help your community. So we have the grants, we have the insurance, and we have tools within the website on how to do stuff, how to build clubs, but it's the club that picks the direction they want to go in. But usually there's already a club doing something similar to that, and we can always find them and make connections so they can give them a roadmap as to how to proceed.
Yes, I just wanted to make a comment as the young lady that brought up women's membership. We have 4 district governors in the state of Florida, 2 are men, 2 are women. Next year, our first vice district governors right now, the whole board is women. So just to give you an idea of where we are as the women to men ratio on that. Okay?
If we have 2 clubs that are all women too.
So one thought that I had, because it seems like just getting out there and getting known might be an option. I know at our church we have our men's ministry, and they will go out and they will do cleanups. Sometimes it's for homeowners and maybe look to partner with some of the local churches, and when they have a cleanup or plan or program, that you can work in partnership with them if it's a bigger job, or where that way you can get more than just one or two done in a day. But that might be a way to partner with the local churches to help them with their organizations. That will get you known and potentially be recruit some new members. Just a thought.
That's great.
Elaine.
Do you have connections already with Habitat for Humanity?
Some of our clubs do.
Okay.
I know a couple of people who volunteer there, so.
She knows somebody. Dawn, did I see your hand up? No? Okay.
So we have a high number of 55 and up communities around here, and they do a lot of events already for fun, so it would be something that you get in front of those communities where maybe time is a little bit an easier asset for them to get to, to go and recruit new members.
Yep. Yeah, we have, in the villages, we have 3 clubs, which are massive clubs. There are 75 to 85 members plus.
Everything's massive in the villages. Go ahead.
Hi, I have a question. How did they come up with the name Lions? Like, where did that originate from? Like, we want to call this club Lions.
In the early years when they were getting together, and these different groups were on a similar path, and they started talking about what we want to call our organization. All the smaller groups had names, and one of the smaller groups called themselves the Lions. So they just felt it fit better, and then in a longer conversation we could break down how Lions reads out to mean something in particular.
Well, first I want to give a shout out to my dad, who's president of the Lions Club up in Wisconsin.
Thank you.
I think one of the things with most of the clubs that are out there today, and you touched on it, is the age, and then not bringing in new memberships. Have you approached the school clubs to have a Young Lions Club?
Yeah, so we had what was called the Leo. So, but the struggle for that is, first, we have to be accepted into a school. There has to be a teacher designated to work with the students, and then we also have to have a Lions Club member who is a liaison between. So we have a club in College Park, Florida, which they have 2 Leo clubs right now, and they're working on their 3rd, but that's a specialty club. The club was actually going to close a couple of years ago, and one of their members bumped into a family that has kids in True, and their property happens to be on a lake. So he said, have all the parents become Lions Club members, and then the organization that does the crewing can come use the lake and have all their stuff there. So they combined the 2 groups. So they have the insurance covering them for the rowing. The organization has their own insurance for different things, but it's turned out to be an amazing thing. The club is growing, and they're very connected to children. Their rowing feeds off of several schools there, and that's how we got the 2 Leos club, and they're working on it.
That sounds exciting. I think if there is some way that you could piggyback off that with connections here in Lake County and create that same kind of environment here. I know that they've been talking about doing crew and rowing on the lake, and that's in the works here. But I think what I'm hearing is it's really neat how you have so much diversity in your clubs, and a lot of things you touch on. However, I think that sometimes maybe an obstacle because what really defines you, and so people maybe have a hard time connecting what Lions really does because there's so many things that you do.
Yeah, services are one thing.
Okay.
So we want to be in the community, we want to do stuff. There's so many things to do. You know, we let the group pick the path, and we just want to give them the tools to succeed in taking on that challenge.
So there was a club that I belong to, not the Lions Club, but they had a special needs group. So they presented with special needs people to help them to get into the volunteer community. So that might be an option for you. Look into the special needs community and get them involved.
We are working with Special Olympics right now. We've been a partner of them for many years. And this year we're trying to bring in Special Olympic athletes to start their own club with a partner, like a family member or a guide. So we just started working on that, and I have some feelers out to one of the people that I know that's a coordinator with Alliance through Special Olympics. So we're hoping to start rolling those clubs together very soon.
So, in my past, when somebody said Lions Club, I always thought, I was told glasses.
Yep.
Do you have another major emphasis that you are doing worldwide, or
Yes.
is it pretty much regional?
So we have like 12 pillars. Our first 5 pillars are sight, diabetes, childhood cancer, hunger, and the environment. We also focus on disaster relief, especially here in Florida, but we have a lot of disasters going on. So each of our districts have taken out grants for disaster prep. So we have things ready to go to help in our community, and we're working on a bigger facility. Hopefully it's a multiple district project to be more prepared for when disasters come. And we also work a lot with the Red Cross and FEMA when things are happening, because we are usually the people at the end of those things when they're pulling out.
So I'm gonna go back, kind of feeding off of that, I'm gonna go back to churches again, because like our church has organizations that we donate to. That might be something you could partner with there, because I know most churches have benevolence, but they can't take care of everything. So just being an outreach for them, you know, again, for the glasses, for somebody that needs something along those lines, you can be an outsource for them. And my second one, and I don't know if it would work here, Brandon Gray might be able to give me a better idea, but I think, and again, for unique businesses, the affiliate board of realtors, you know, if they have somebody that has a house that has been abandoned and needs cleanup and work, and they can work with you and being part of the affiliate, they're going to give you some great advertisement for the work that you've done, and that may be an opportunity to recruit from the other affiliates. I don't, just a
That
thought.
would be great. And then if you know organizations that are donating money to smaller not-for-profits, I want to speak to those smaller not-for-profits.
So how many clubs do you have in Lake County?
Mount Dora, Claremont, Tavares, and Fruitland Park currently. There used to be a club here. It died, I think, 7 years ago.
You meet weekly?
I'm sorry?
Do you meet weekly, or?
It depends on the club. My current club, when I joined, we met every Monday, but as the club changed, now we're meeting once a month. Lots of clubs meet once a month. If they're a bingo club, they tend to meet more often because they're doing bingo every week.
Now, are you looking to start a club in Eustis?
I am. Technically, I'm looking to start a club in every city in Lake County.
Gotcha. All right, it's we got about 2 minutes left, minute and a half left. Anybody, any other thoughts for Stephen? Well, Cameron?
What is your presence like on social media?
So each club does their own thing. We have been, the international body has been putting out more stuff, like the video that was up here before, that's on YouTube. That is kind of an orientation of how Lions Club works. If you guys were to go to YouTube and look up Lions Club orientation, you can see that. There's also a couple of other videos attached to that. One of them is our past international president, who's from Bird Island, and their club is in a smaller town, but they put a fundraiser together and they built a baseball stadium for the youth athletics, which is very impressive. But we have clubs like, you know, all over the states, all over the world, you know, diving into their community and seeing what the needs are, and some of them do a lot of good with the amount of people they have. That's, I'm looking to hopefully move that along into other communities so we can have more good things going on.
All right, we want to go ahead, Monty, go ahead, we want to respect everybody's time, so we're gonna let Monty wrap this up. Colton, stay after, you can talk to Stephen afterwards. Monty, finish this up.
Great job, Steve. Thank you for what you're doing in the community. You've got 13 more municipalities to go. So it's surprising how many different municipalities we have in Lake County. But I'm curious on what happens when you approach these current mom and pop nonprofits that already have a board. Do you absolve their board? Do you absorb it? Do you have your own local board within each chapter?
So each group is individual. They're autonomous on their own. So if they want to become Lions, they just basically they're putting the city or county name in front, their organization name, stick the Lions on the back, and then they're off. Okay. They just do business the way they've done business before. We're not asking them to change anything. All we want from them is to pay their dues and record their service hours.
So what if they aren't a formal nonprofit yet? Do they have to form a board, or is there a higher
No, we
board with Lions Club?
don't require them to have a board. All we require them is to have a president, a secretary, and a treasurer to start a club.
Food for thought, many of the chambers, there's 9 in Lake County, accept memberships for free to not-for-profits, so something to look into.
If you could give me the list of that, I will sign up for all the free ones.
There's a great chamber president.
Marie, raise your hand.
Oh,
See Marie. See Marie. All right, so as a reminder, first of all, let's thank Stephen for his presentation. Again, I know we had some thoughts, there's more thoughts for him. Feel free to stick around afterwards. There's still coffee, there's still stuff to eat. Bring any other thoughts to Stephen, but we do want to respect time. But as a reminder, first Wednesday of the month, it is Chamber Month. We generally start the meetings about 15 minutes late. We like to start generally around 9:05. We like to give everybody time to come from the chamber, grab their coffee, do some connecting. So we'll start a little bit later. So the first Wednesday of the month, we may run 5-10 minutes over. So just plan that accordingly in your schedule. But you can see it's a great turnout, some great feedback. So thank you, Stephen. And before you go,
I have some flyers if anybody would like one with some information.
go ahead and pick 2, and we'll do 2 winners today to celebrate our Chamber Day. So we have, I pick another one because he left. Natalie Estes is our first winner. And Byron Foddy, you win like every other week.
Yeah, I rarely take it with me, but I do have news for about today.
All right, so thank you. And last thing is we are going to go to community events. Oh, yeah. Where are we at? We're at events. Sorry, Marie, Monty's at the mic, so you will go next.
Okay.
I won't be in the spotlight long. So, construction event, if you came the last month, you've heard this record, but if you have anything to do with realty, construction, or want anything to do with it, or just are curious of what's going on in Lake County, we're going to talk about the 4 strategic corridors, major developments, and what's to come in Lake County. The times now, property has never been like it is right now in Lake County. It's talking about what the needs are, what's going to happen, what's already approved, major things. You can look at the panel there and see what's coming, and those are prominent people in the county. So next we've got the developer network. So again, if you have anything to do with building or want something to do with it, then we have the QR code there. Most of our events are free. The last event is not, though we're partnered with ABC, so they are charging. So that is September 5th at the Venetian Center, and then the next one is anything to do with manufacturing. So council and network, there's a small council that meets, that kind of gathers a vision, collects workforce, education partners. For example, the healthcare network gets all the CEOs of the hospital together and aligns the county on one vision, and then once a quarter we'll break out into the network where anybody supplementing that industry can come and network together with those CEOs. So
All right, and just a reminder, this is why you want to be on the LEAD website, so you can get updated information on this one. I don't know how many programs they do throughout the year, but when they do something, they do it well, and it's always a benefit to attend those. Marie?
I forgot I have a few more. Jim,
Sorry, Marie. Sorry, Marie.
John, this one's for you. Happy birthday. We have booked a date for Fast Track. We're doing it in South Lake, not because we want to, because we have to, but we like you to, South Lake. Claremont Garden Club, it'll be 10 consecutive Tuesdays, and it's not only for businesses that want to start, want to form a business plan that have not launched yet. It is for any stage of business. It's the Harvard standard through the Kauffman Foundation, 10 weeks of subject matter expert, but there's also an evergreen online resource. It's also free, and you won't want to miss that. And if I asked everyone to raise their hand if they own a business and if they also have a business plan, I bet you they would all go back down. So that's a good one. And then, like Jim said, if you want to be on our event calendar, that's a poor picture of it on the left, but you can scan that QR on our website, add your own event, if it's business related or community related, and we'll market it for you.
Yeah, just as the name says, it's Lake Economic Area Development, and their whole goal is to help build and develop the economy for Lake County. So Marie? From the chamber.
Tonight, Eustis High School is having their pep rally in the park from 6 to 8. If anyone would like to attend. Again, early voting starts tomorrow morning, 10 to 6 at the 12 stations throughout Lake County. We have a ribbon cutting for the Blooming Gift Store and Boutique on the 23rd of August. And we have Eustis Recreation Department. We're gonna make sure that we post everything. Okay, all right. Guess I'm just tired. There's a Mom and Son Messy Night in Carver Park, August 31st. You can go ahead and register online. The Eustis City has a recreation department where you can sign up, register for events or classes. You can go through them, and then they are doing a trunk or treat in October. I know that's early, but it's going to be in Carver Park also. One more thing, the Eustis donations for, if you're interested in the trunk or treat, you can donate. You don't have to go and sit there and do the trunk or treat, but you can make donations through the city. So, no masks for adults. All right, I guess that lets me out. But and tonight, the Eustis Panthers, the Junior Football League, is having their first scrimmage. They have nice uniforms now, and the park is beautiful. They have a scoreboard. If you want to come and watch them at 5:30, it'll be their first scrimmage. And just come on out and support your community. Toastmasters, Monday nights, 5:30 at the chamber, if you're interested. And you did Young Professionals, correct?
August 27th.
August 27th is Young Professionals here at the Mega Workplace. The speaker is a surprise. So if you're interested in those things, check our website, check our Facebook. We correlate very well with LEAD. And all of these events are for you. They are for our businesses.
So if your social calendar is lacking between LEAD and the chamber, and you want to fill it up, that's where you're going to fill it up. KJ?
Not an announcement, but like an update. So thank you to George and Pam for letting me use this space. We did our backpack giveaway last Saturday, and we gave out 150 backpacks. I didn't think people were gonna come, so I reached out to some churches to like see if they wanted some, but we were cleaned out by like hour 2. So
October 10th and October 17th in this room, I'll be teaching a couple classes, one on tax strategies for small business and the other is developing business metrics. So they're free, they'll be held in this room.
Hey guys, I'm hosting a real estate networking event on August 28th. It's in Mount Dora. It's from 1 to 3 p.m. We have free professional headshots, so make sure you get there early to get yours. And if you're not a real estate agent, you're still welcome to come. If you just deal with real estate with your business, we'd love to see you there and network.
All right. I think this last one.
I'd like to invite everyone to our business after hour and ribbon cutting at Tavares, Tri-C Adult Daycare and Home Care. That's tomorrow, Thursday the 8th at 5:30 to 7. And that's on Classic Lane in Tavares.
All right, thank you. All right, so we will go ahead and wrap it up. We're 10 after, right about on time. So just a couple things before we finish up. If you've been here for the first time, come back next week, bring a friend. If you've been here before, come back next week, bring a friend. If they can't come, ask them to join us on Facebook. We want to continue to build that. The one thing that I've always said in my 40 years in business is you have to separate yourself from your competition. Bring a business partner here, and if they get value from attending this, which they will, I promise them they will, they're going to look at you and they're going to thank you, and you're going to be the person they want to connect to do business with. So we look forward to seeing everybody last week. We'll set up for as many as we can. We'll fit in here as many as we can get. So thank everybody, and we're going to do the last thing we're going to do, the group picture. So stick around. We'll meet up front for the group picture.